Hello there, welcome to Exclusive here. I am Bright Nanakwesi, and it's going to be an exciting conversation here as we have one of Ghana's finest broadcast journalists, ALFRED Nene OCANSEY, on the show tonight. It's now time for Fill Me In. Let's go. All right, so on Fill Me In here tonight, let's take a look at what exactly is happening in the Ashanti region. Ashanti meets England. And so anytime there is this meeting, it's all about what? Royalty. The Asantehene Oseitu is already in the UK. And he was there for the coronation of Prince Charles, now King Charles III. I'm not even jealous about anything, but I'm only jealous about the gentleman who is holding the umbrella. Look at him. He's holding the umbrella with pride. He's holding it with pride. And he's closer to the King Charles, than I might ever be. Look at that, look at that. Look at him, look at him. Look at him, look at him. I wish I was the one holding the umbrella. At least, I'd have gotten to be close or closer to King Charles III. But talking about King Charles III, you know that on the day of coronation, he had his food, he liked the food that he wanted to eat, and it was quiche. Look at this. So, the crowning of British monarch calls for an official dish. Back in 1953, for the coronation of Queen Elizabeth, it was coronation chicken, a curry and mayonnaise sandwich filling. This time around, King Charles III has selected quiche as the official food for the coronation. This was posted on the Facebook page of the BBC World, and quiche is official food for the king. So anytime I go to a restaurant and I ask for quiche, it means I'm a royal. Let's come back here to Ghana. And in Ghana, one of the biggest things right now is what? Cameraman. Listen to this.
I take a picture now, Mr. Cameraman. Take a picture now, Mr. Cameraman. Uguzello, I'm an Anna. Take a picture now, Mr. Cameraman. Uguzello, I'm an Anna. Take a picture now, Mr. Cameraman. Take a picture now, Mr. Cameraman.
Right, so you're still here on Exclusive here. I am Bryce Nanakwesi. I'm not going to work. There's going to be an excitement of many cameraman type of show here on Exclusive. Still with us, we are back from this break with more. Welcome to Exclusive. Let's go. All right, so welcome back still here on Exclusive. I am Bryce Nanakwesi Amenin, and my guest on the show tonight, the senior man, a man that I admire so much. He knows himself. He was once my boss and still remains my boss. Welcome, the gentleman. And so he is a senior presenter, a senior news anchor, and also the acting head of the political desk at Media General. My guest tonight is ALFRED OCANSEY.
It's good
to see you. How long has it been this week?
Not
like this.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. You guys are amazing.
You look amazing.
Thank you. I try to fit in. I'm trying to fit in your category. I don't know if I'm doing well.
You are fantastic.
He's a superstar. He's a big superstar, a very large one.
No, small one.
Welcome to my home. I call this my home. We live in the studio. Yes. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's an amazing studio, to be honest.
Oh, we are grateful. We are honored. Yeah. And I'm excited you like it. Welcome to Exclusive.
Thank you so much.
How have you been?
It's been well. This job, taking care of yourself, is one of the major demands, I would say.
Yeah.
Because every time we lose a colleague of ours, there's always that reminder that our health is important. And because of the stress that comes with our work, sometimes you get so immersed into the work, and because you're passionate about it, you forget about your health and some of the basic things that you need to do to stay alive. So I think that's one of the things that I've put on the front burner for me. Health is important.
How are you doing that? Is it about you having to eat a very healthy food, you know, the gymming, the exercising, or what exactly? Or maybe the spa like a week.
Yeah, well, so I have renewed my gym behavior.
Okay.
So
I'm told gym for the rich men.
No.
It's not.
I mean, it's not for the rich. It depends on the gym
But
you go to.
I can see some muscles.
It depends on the gym that you go to, by the way. I mean, there's a gym in my neighborhood, you know, so that's where I've been frequent as compared to previous where it was as and when. But this year, since January 2023, I've made it a conscious effort to go to the gym every Saturday and Sunday after church. And then also I take frequent walks in my neighborhood. So yes, that's also it's helped. And I've been conscious about the things I eat.
I was about to ask you if I should ask Alfred.
Yeah.
What is if I should come to Alfred's home and you are being served with food, what am I to expect to see on your plate?
Yeah.
Are you the green type of person where you're like, oh, let's go with the carbs and all that?
Yam contumely stew, which is the greens, obviously.
I'm hungry right now, man. Trust me, I feel hungry right now.
Yeah, my mom is watching, so she knows what I'm talking about. And then also garden stew, obviously, with the yam and
I love cassava.
Cassava, boiled cassava.
And salt.
Salt in there with a bit of onions, palm oil, and the pear. You have it on the side. And
forgive me, man.
There's a difference between tilapia and Kobe. You know, some people they confuse the two.
Tilapia, what is tilapia? What is Kobe?
Tilapia, you know, is less of salt. It's less saltier than the Kobe itself. Kobe, you put a lot more salt in it.
Yeah. I like how you are. You are expressing yourself. Put more salt.
There's salt in it, and that's what makes the difference.
Did you make your own Kobe at home?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Agona, Kwenyako, and so living that life in the village, and later came to Insuam. So I've been living with farmers. If I say farmers, my grandparents, may their soul rest in perfect peace. Yeah, they were farmers. So we go to the farm, we eat on the farm, and then we come home. So yeah.
Oh, you did
all
that?
These things. Yeah.
Well, you had to eat on the leaves.
The leaves. This is plantain leaves. Yes, you eat on the plantain leaves. I mean, I came to Accra when I was just...
What food were you cooking in the farm that... Were you doing rice or PC? What exactly were you doing?
You see, when the moment you harvest the yam...
Fresh on the ground.
And cassava, fresh, uproot, then you have your knife sharpened there. You sharpen the knife on the stone. You sharpen it right there. And then you have some firewood. We gather the firewood together and we put stones on the side.
Oh my God!
Then you light the fire. You have the pan and everything in there, yeah. And then you cook right there. And if you want to make the stew there as well, you put the tomatoes and the pepper on the yam or the cassava that you're cooking, so it softens it. Then you just transfer it into the, whatever you want to do. Well, those days there were no blenders and stuff, so you do.
This is oral cooking. Trust me, oral cooking by ALFRED OCANSEY. I want to be in your kitchen one day and experience your cooking style.
You will not regret it.
I wouldn't. We are going to do that. We are going to try and go to his kitchen one of these days just to see how exactly his cooking style is. Trust me, I'm a good chef. Maybe a battle between himself and I wouldn't be bad at all.
Absolutely.
I would love that.
Absolutely.
On a normal day in the life of ALFRED, how is it like?
Okay, so. I would say that it's not very static. I mean, it's not.
We are told these people are very rigid and static.
No. I mean, I have a relatively fluid day. Previously, when I was hosting the morning show on 3FM, and I must say that since January, I had to knock it off because I had additional responsibility. And there were other equally competent colleagues of mine who could do it. And so Johnny Hughes is doing the 3FM morning show now, and he's doing amazing.
Yeah, stuff to him.
Great stuff that he's doing with the Sunrise morning show now. So when I was reassigned to other duties, I would obviously wake up by 6 a.m. But previously when I was doing the morning show, I'm up by 4:30, and then you are out of home. You get to the office by 6:15. Now I have a bit of time to rest a little. So,
which is good, huh?
Yeah, definitely. So by 6 I'm out, and latest 6:30, max 6:45 I'm out of home. Between my home and the office, it takes about an hour and 30 minutes. When the traffic is charitable.
When it's charitable.
Yes. So I get to the office, say by 8 o'clock.
Right.
And then I start the day. So with the work that I do in the newsroom, I'm part of a bigger team.
You're a big man in the newsroom.
I'm part of a bigger team with bigger people, So there are other people who are doing great things. And I am happy about the team that I work with at Media General. Right. You and I are presenters, right? And some presenters are not neck deep in the process of news gathering.
Exactly.
So people don't get to see what the hard work that the other team members put in for us presenters to look good on the screen. TV. Because you are, as a presenter, you are as good as the stories you read. If the stories are not good enough, they are not impactful enough, they don't make sense, they don't make, they don't make a difference, nobody's going to watch your news, right? So I think that for me, I cherish the team, and I'm sure that you here at Metro TV have a fantastic team as well. And I cherish the team that we work with at Media General. They put in all the work. And so when I come into the newsroom, everybody has a defined work. So you go to your desk, you meet the team members, you plan the day, and then you get on to it. So we plan for the midday news by between 12 and 1. Afterwards, we have a post-production meeting, which we all sit through, which is led by either the GM in charge of news, Michael Otieje, and then also or the assignment editor. Those two lead the production process, and then we start planning for the major news bulletin for 7 p.m., which is News 360. And then the reporters obviously would have gone out at the time, so they'll be returning to file their stories. And the process of filing a story, here, it's sometimes competitive and combative. I mean, we sit in news meetings and sometimes it's almost as if it's a fight. Yeah. It's because people are passionate.
They want to be heard.
Absolutely, and they are passionate about the points that they are making, the points they want to put across. Because you need to be passionate about what you're saying to actually make sense, okay? So when you come into the newsroom at TV3 and we are sharing ideas, we're combative with the process.
Aggressive.
Yes, because we're thinking about the viewer and how the viewer is going to be ultimately impacted by the stories that we do.
Right.
So that defines the thinking process in the newsroom. So now, from July last year, I was given a new responsibility of starting a new program on TV3, another current affairs program called Ghana Tonight.
How is it doing?
It's been a great experience, I've got to be honest. I mean, starting that journey was a tough one because you had to take into consideration the time as well, because 10 p.m. you think about, okay, how many people would have been home by then or retiring to bed? So you need to put together a program that is compelling enough to get people to want to stay up to watch. So that was what went into the process of thinking and planning the program. And so far, it's been a gradual process of growth. And, there are other people who do same programs around the same time, and we learn from them, gonna be honest. I mean, there are people who have already traveled that path within that time zone. And so when I started the program, I reviewed what we could do better as well. So over the last 8 months or so that we've been doing this Ghana Tonight. It's been great, at least by the feedback that I get from the viewers.
It's been good.
It's been good.
I know that. I know that some good friends of mine are part of your team, like Lord.
Absolutely.
Like
Lord Eduasari.
Yeah.
Lord Eduasari. Let me give them a shout out.
P.D. Wedam, shouts to you, bro.
Lord Eduasari. Dennis Paberi Wedam, great young men. And then also we have the cameramen. Great work they do.
It's an
staying
entire team.
up at night.
It's an entire team.
Richard Bruce, and then also Mavis Asari, Michael. They are the back end.
How many people do you have in your team?
So the core team.
The core team, yes.
The core team on Ghana Tonight. We're about four. There's Christian Yali, and then the three others that I mentioned as well who come in. Dennis Wedam, Lord Asari, and then also now we have some supervisory work coming through from both Michael Otieje and then Jillian, and then also Eric Aite. All those people, they chip in, give us the guidance, make sure that we are on the right path doing the best that we have to do. Yeah.
So let me tell you one thing. I've known Alfred OCANSEY for God knows how long. Let's take it back a little bit. Let's take it back. Let's go back. From the days of GNTV,
Sure.
First Digital TV, Business Television Africa, BTA.
That's right.
To your left to TV. I remember when the first in my head, Alfred has left. He's no more here with us. I'm like, so who will come in and just go straight to the studio and just put in the blue suit and go on there and just read the news?
And the lot fell on him. Guess what? Viewers, the lot fell on Bright. And I am happy.
Oh my God.
I'm happy. I mean, if you wanted me to talk about leaving GNTV, it was tough. I mean,
let's take it back.
Yeah. My first television experience was with Sky.
But you
Sky
were
TV.
Choice at the time.
Yes, I was at Choice FM. Thank you to Fred Owari, who is the owner of Choice FM, who, saw something in me to give me the opportunity to start the journey of journalism there, right from graduation. So at Legon, I was doing student volunteerism, or the volunteer journalism on campus with Radio Universe. And so I got a lot of guidance and help from Elvis Ajete at the time, great young man. Adisa Lanza, Bernard Avila and the likes were 2 years ahead of us. So, you get that inspiration from them as well. So after school, I got a job at Choice FM to be a reporter. 2 months into my work at Choice FM, I was sent to Parliament as a parliamentary correspondent. Because while at Radio Universe on Legon campus...
But you were fresh.
Yes, I was at the city campus of Legon. So I was close to Parliament. So I was reporting for Radio Universe while I was in school. So I was familiar with the parliamentary proceedings, the language of Parliament, and so on. So when I joined Choice FM, and the parliamentary correspondent then went on leave, a long leave, so I was asked to step in. 4 months into that, the morning show host, who was Kelly Delata, he's a lecturer at the Gempa Law School, I think, by now, and then he got a scholarship to Oxford. The one who sits in for him, as we read one, Ibrahim Asante, he was with Joy FM at a point. He left to Joy at a point, and then I don't know where he is now. He also fell ill. So I was there at 9 p.m. on the 17th of March.
He remembers the date.
2008.
He remembers the date.
Yeah, 2008, 17th of March. The producer of the morning show called me. And at that time, Choice FM was rubbing shoulders with the likes of City FM and Joy FM at the time. So he called me and said, you know what? The host of the morning show is not coming through. So come by and sit in for him. Boom. I mean, what was I going to say? And that my first day I went there, I made some serious grammatical errors. I still have that tape.
It's always good to look back and see how far you've come.
It humbles me when
You
I
know what?
listen to it.
Kindly hold on to that story. Okay, I'm going to come back to you. Don't forget any bit of it.
Yes.
I'll come back to you. But then we're still here on exclusive, and my guest on the show today is Alfred Nene OCANSEY. He hardly used that name on air, but yeah, I'm revealing it. Alfred Nene OCANSEY is my guest here tonight on exclusive. He is acting head of a political desk at Media General and also a senior news anchor. Good afternoon with Alfred Nene OCANSEY, a senior broadcast journalist in the Ghanaian journalism landscape. Not just media general, but he goes way, 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 way back. He's a big man, a large one.
Small man.
Very big man, I must say. And I'm so
Yeah.
excited to have you here tonight
Yeah.
with me here on Exclusive. You have no idea.
Appreciate it.
Let's go back to your story.
Yeah.
The fact that you were made to replace the morning show host.
Absolutely. For me, the first day was a blessing and a curse. I put it that way.
Was it that bad?
Of course. I mean, it gets worse when you activate the phone lines and then the callers call you and tell you, you know what? If you can't handle the hot seat, get out. Get out. Get out. We can't deal with this. Because
we were told that.
My grammatical
How do you
errors-
handle it?
It was so bad. My grammatical errors were unpardonable because I was nervous. You know, when you're nervous, you're trying to be extremely careful.
Exactly.
You make a lot of mistakes. That's what happened. Day 2 wasn't any better. Day 3,
Yeah.
Day 4. Look, on my 4th day of hosting the show, 3 sponsors on the show took their adverts off.
You don't say.
Yeah. 2 weeks later, 2 other
Just 4 days,
sponsors-
and you lost about 3 sponsors.
2 weeks later, 2 other sponsors took their advertisements.
Wasn't it because it had something to do with them and not you as a representative?
No, it was a lot to do with me.
You were sure it was because of you.
Yes. I've got to admit it. I had to admit that it was because of me, so I could work on myself. Because you see, in life, and as a human being, if you blame everything else and everybody else for what's happening to you, you would never have any reason to want to work on yourself.
Right.
And that you can extend to government. If any government blames everything else but themselves for what is going wrong in a country, we may never move forward. So the principles of human living, you can expand it to governance, to all aspects of life. That's what I did. So when I accepted that I was the problem, I had to start working on myself. And guess what? The owner of the station came up to me and said, you know what? I've had 213 calls. And I remember this.
He kept count.
February is alive. February is alive. And he will bear me witness. He said he had that much calls to get me off the show. But he will keep me because he saw something.
That is a big investment.
Absolutely. So after 4 months, 2 of the 4 companies who took their adverts off brought them back. After 7 months, all 4 adverts were restored. Guess what? They doubled their advertisement on the show.
How did that make you feel at the time?
Yeah, it was great. And all thanks to God, obviously. I don't forget that, because sometimes we get too comfortable, yes, and try to be sophisticated in our language and try to put up all reasons for why we are who we are today and who we're going to become, and not mention the fact that God played a role. And I'm not going to sit here to sound formal and polished. The grace of God has been great in my life.
It's sufficient.
Yes, so that's the most important before the people who gave me the chance. And then I moved on to Sky TV, Wilson Arthur and a wife, Auntie Ajua. Thank you so much. And then also eventually to GNTV. When I think
GN came out of Sky.
GN came out
Right.
of Sky. So Dr. Pakus Indum bought the Sky TV Accra, turned it up into GNTV with heavy investment and so on, and brought in a lot of talent, including you.
Thank you.
So
that was my first platform actually. My first
that was
platform
great.
was on GNTV. Spider Lee at the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So to Dr. Endum as well, thank you. I mean, these people create the platforms for us to show what we're made of. I believe that there are people who are equally talented as you and I, or even more talented than us. but they haven't gotten the platform and the opportunity to show what they're made of. Okay? So when someone gives you that opportunity, I think that we should all be grateful. And where I am now, as well, to the owners of Media General, the board, the group CEO, Beatrice Ajiman, and the management, they've been very supportive every step of the way. The Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Nyama, and many others.
It's
all
becoming,
the line managers.
It's becoming a bit emotional. Come on, let's check it out. Let's check it out.
So when I say these things, I'm thinking about somebody who's watching us who has to be inspired, because there's so much going on in this world. A lot of heartbreak, disappointment, a lot of discouragement, because a lot of people want to be where you and I are.
Yeah.
And they try, they don't get it, and then they want to give up. But they should look at you and I, and they would be inspired. I mean, I had the confidence to walk away from GNTV because of you. Let me just say this on TV today.
Oh,
you know, when you build a team, right? Because at BTA, I was then the editor at the time. And then when they moved me to GNTV as well, I was working with Ania Fompofu.
I remember Ania Fompofu.
Yes.
Good Morning Ghana.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're all in there, you know. So when I saw you, I was concerned about, you know, if I leave, creating a gap, not because people couldn't do it, but sometimes if you think about the progress of the company, you prepare someone, train someone, mentor someone to take over when you leave. I mean, you were an instant star. Everybody knows this.
Funny enough, I wasn't even a news person. I wasn't even a news person.
I'm not flattering you. I mean, but when they threw you in there, you didn't disappoint. You've grown, you've shown what you're made of, and today you're here. So I'm not surprised.
Come on, somebody give me some tissues. I need some tissues. I need some tissues right about now. Thank you so much. You've been such a great impact. I'm not even going to miss my words. You have been such a great impact. I remember some time ago when at FNN, you know, GNT was changed to FNN.
That's right.
And then I was going on, you were in that, you had left at the time. Then the prompter wasn't even working. Then I started folding my paper. I started folding the sheets, to put it there. And I remember one of the guys said, "Oh my God, that's ALFRED right there." And I didn't even realize I was doing exactly what you used to do back then.
The first day, I was put on TV3 and I saw a prompter, the teleprompter with the, you know, the stories and all that, just scrolling up. I'm like, okay.
This is proper. This is proper.
But you know, those days we'll have papers pasted on the camera, and then you read. So yes, but you know what that did for us? It prepared us
exactly
for these moments. You know, so sometimes when you face a few challenges, what you went through at GNTV has toughened you for the challenges of today and beyond. So sometimes all the challenges I see, you know, it's like we've seen it before. You know,
I'm happy I'm interviewing a big man. And when I get to be interviewed by somebody else, I might be glad and able to share such stories you are sharing. I didn't even realize I had a lot of stories to share until now that he's actually telling me all this.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
No, I mean,
it's not supposed to be emotional. It's supposed to be fun and exciting. What is happening?
A lot of fun.
You know what? Let's take him back some of his old videos. I want to show you something. I know you've been traveling. You've been doing some work. You know, all in the process of getting your stories out there. You've been to Spain, talking about Ghanaians who are trading out there. People are running because the police are coming, unauthorized person, all that. You're going to see a video here on our screen of you somewhere in the world, trying to get a good story to be told for people to actually know what you're about. And if I ask you how, there we go. So this was, you were working on this. Tell me about this story.
So this is Barcelona, Spain. So this is a Zambian who came to Barcelona through the desert. So he traveled on the Mediterranean. So after talking to him, he told me, you know what? You see this sack? This sack is full of second-hand shoes and bags. So he put them in the sack. So when the police is coming, he's able to just carry it quickly and run off.
I think our people should
Oh,
learn
yeah,
how
I
to
mean-
be able to carry their stuff
When I saw
around
him,
with.
you know what I beg your pardon, what drew me closer to him was the fact that I'm used to people at Circle, okay, selling on the footbridge. What you saw there was a footbridge.
Yes.
And there was somebody there selling. I'm like, oh, okay, this
He
happened.
wasn't the only person there.
He wasn't the only person. So the things we see here, which, you know, we criticize, in some parts of the world out there, yes, it's normal, but it is not right. But definitely it is not peculiar to Ghana. So that's what you see, a number of them on the footbridge. And people buy.
And once the police
Yes.
appears,
They have to run. Because they don't have a job, they don't have the right papers to apply for formal jobs. So this is what they have to do to survive.
what will make you want to travel out of Ghana to relocate elsewhere? Let's say Spain or Germany or the US. Or what will make you do that?
The experience.
Not for work, not for the money.
Well, obviously. I mean, but if you work, I mean, you get the money and you don't have a peace of mind. That's another thing, is it not? Because this young lady is, well, if we could, the young lady, she is a lawyer, Sierra Leonean, you know, practicing in Barcelona. She tells me that she makes like $20,000 a month.
$20,000. This is about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I believe by now it might have been double
Obviously.
something.
And she, at the time, she was just 28. And she tells me, you know what? When I make this money, I send some home. But the taxes I have to pay on, it's obviously very high. And so I work like 2 jobs. Some people work like 4 jobs to stay afloat. You know, so if you're working and not thinking about the experience, the knowledge that you gain in the process of working, you might lose a lot as well. That's why I talk about the experience.
Right.
You know, so that's for me number one. And obviously the money.
Money, the money
It's
is good.
important.
I mean, yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
Forgive us, but we have to eat.
We have to pay bills.
You have to
Yeah, I'm
eat.
telling you, life is not an NGO.
It's not for free.
It's not for free.
It's not for free.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, you interviewed the former president.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, away from your old videos, let's talk about you now. New videos, you now. I mean, you interviewed the former president, John Dramani Mahama, some time ago.
Yeah.
How was it like? I mean, is it your first time interviewing a head of state?
Yes.
How do you
A
have to
full
prep-
interview, yes.
Oh, great.
The first time I actually sat with a former president, not a former head of state of this country, was the late Jerry Rawlings. This was in 2018 when a group of young people called on him. So I was detailed to cover that story at his residence. So after the interaction with the young people, he was open to questions. So I had the opportunity to talk to him, like to ask questions. So I wouldn't call that an interview. It was more of just 2 questions. Yes,
But you
and
had your time.
I had my time, yes. 2 questions and then we walked away. You can never take the aura, the reverence, the kind of respect that a former president or sitting president carries. Look, they are the number 1 gentleman, as they're called, of the land.
Yeah.
And everything else that goes with them. So you need to be to bear that in mind when you're first going to sit before them. When you give them the reverence, it should not influence the interview. Obviously, if you have to ask the right questions, no matter how difficult it is, you ask it to get the response, because bear in mind, you have people who are watching you. You have the public who are depending on you and hoping that you ask questions on their minds.
On their mind, yeah.
So that you get the right responses from the interviewee. So I would say that, I mean, I'll give it to the handlers of the former president. When I walked in there, everything was all set up there, ready. Stan Dogbe and the team, making sure that everything was in place. Yeah, so it was one step after the other, everything structured. Yeah, we started the interview.
How did you calm down your nerves? Or how did you calm your nerves? Let me put it that way. How were you able to put yourself in your own self and realize, listen, in as much as this is a former president, I still have to do my work?
I took in a deep breath. I mean, but there's a video of the behind the scenes. So so I went with two colleagues, two cameramen, and then a producer, and then the GM News. So he comes up to me, and then I shook him. So when I shook him, he's like, you know what? Just be yourself and do it.
He told you that. Were you given questions that they had prepared for you, or you were allowed to flow with your own questions?
So we had areas that we agree, and then obviously,
which is understandable in a way.
Absolutely, and then also had a fluid conversation. So even though there were areas, say illegal mining, governance, corruption, election, and so on, healthcare, education, I also had the opportunity to ask other questions that were not on the list.
Great.
So that's my discretion, because the interview is ongoing. If I put a question to you, you're on camera. You can choose to decline, and it is within his right to have done that. But he didn't decline any of the questions. So, yeah, we did it. And I took a deep breath, which helped. And that's one of the things that I know you do as well. So taking a deep breath always calms nerves. Intermittently, I was taking, stealing breath, and coming in. So yeah, it was generally good.
All right, let's not waste too much time. Okay, it's okay. It's journalism. We understand. I mean, a lot of pros and cons and all that. Let's come on this. How about we play a game? Okay. How about we go straight into our 5 and 5? 5 and 5. And so in this, I like the facial expression. So I have the opportunity to present to you my golden bowl. You get it?
Right.
And then you handpick your own questions, you read them out, and you answer them.
Golden bowl.
Yes. He's already seen it. But here we go. Here we go.
Golden bowl.
Right, and this is our golden bowl. It's now time for our 5 in 5 for tonight here on Exclusive. And our timer is going to be on the screen very soon. Once it's here, we'll start picking the questions and answering them. But I know you're in a hurry. Okay, so it's already on. Let's go. 5 minutes.
Okay. Gym or sleep? Sleep, obviously. I don't have enough
like
sleep.
The gym.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, I get home like 1:30 a.m.
And what time do you get to work? Again?
Like between 9 and 10.
How many you sleep? How many hours do you sleep?
Yeah.
Which I think is normal to me anyways, but for somebody watching out there.
Yeah, but now there's been some amendments, so I could get in sometimes by 11, which helps.
Yeah, it does. For a hot sake,
12,
you have to always stay strong.
Kotoko or hearts?
Please say hearts. Please say hearts.
Hearts, yes.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, any team in red, you should be careful.
Oh, not Manchester, please.
Obviously, you should be.
Manchester.
I'm telling you, they are heartbreakers. Man City all the way.
Okay, for here I can say us now.
Bald head or Rasta? I mean, look, the answer is here. Yeah.
I saw a picture of you where I think it was on one of these AI technologies where you've been given some Rasta on your head. I'm like,
look, that was Giovanni's work.
Giovanni did that.
Giovanni Cullen. He used that app to try and.
But it wasn't bad.
Maybe
you should try. Can you try that?
He designed the picture and sent it to me. He told me, you know what? I'm fasting for you to get hair.
He's fasting for it to get hair.
Fast for long. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Well, we have 3 minutes to go.
Here we go.
You've done well.
Okay. If not journalism, what would you have done?
Yes.
Okay. So I surprise you. I started with
chef.
an HND in accounting. I did my first degree as well in business administration, accounting specifically option, and then my master's is in branding and communications management. I'm doing the second one, which is business related. So I always say that if I wasn't doing journalism, maybe either lecturing or
Banking. But I think one way or the other, your background has helped you because
absolutely.
you carry the business decks so well.
True.
So well. I mean, come on.
Thank you.
This is
Thank you.
ALFRED OCANSEY. Nene OCANSEY.
But
Don't
the
forget
people
that.
on that desk were also great people.
Definitely. Definitely.
the
Shout out
team-
to Winston Taki.
Yes, and Eunice and the others, Nanekia and all those
Exactly.
people. What's your biggest fear?
Yes, your biggest fear.
Biggest fear. I have a number of them. Let me just rank.
You can list them.
Rank number one. My biggest fear is the biggest one.
Let's take our time. We have more seconds to go.
Yeah. It's actually going to bed and not waking up.
Oh my God, that is scary, isn't
You know,
it?
that's is one of many, but this one. So every time I lay down my head, I say a prayer to wake up alive. Because you know, some people go to bed and never wake up.
Yeah. I'm told that's the most peaceful death you can.
Well,
you can
depends. A lot of young people are dying these days. So I pray for life for everyone.
Definitely.
So yeah,
And he's done well. He's done it in less than 5 minutes. The clock is still ticking away. So yeah, five questions. I think he was able to answer and give us explanations in just 5 minutes. But then we're not done with the games. How about we do some how do I call this? We'll give you pictures, warped faces. So you try to identify them. How about that? Let's see. Let's do this. We have 5 faces. Let's see how many he's going to get correctly. On our screens, on 3, 2, 1. Here we go. It's going to be our first picture here. Yeah, okay, yeah. There we go. Who is this?
That's he was in Black Panther. What's his name?
Was he? Was he in Black Panther? Is that you?
Lord.
Who is that?
How can
I'm trying to confuse you.
Wow.
I'm trying to confuse you.
How can I forget this?
Okay.
And that's Creed. He also acted Creed.
Come on, you got me. That is Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. Oh God.
Michael
Forgive
B.
me.
Jordan.
Anyway, yeah.
So maybe we can show him the real Michael. There you go. Michael B.
that's-
Jordan. I was going to be our next face on the screen here. Let's go. Who's going to be our next face on the
Has to be a
screen?
Ghanaian. 'Cause
Okay, who is this?
This is John Dumelo.
That was so quick. That was easy.
Yeah. I mean,
That was really easy. I don't know. There he is.
John.
Our next person on the screen is going to be our next on the screen, and I hope it's not. I hope it's not.
Oh, that's Efunuba. Oh Lord, what's his name? Oh,
Who is that?
oh boy.
Who is that?
Cecilia Marfo.
Yes, correct. There you go, Silamanfo. For Pujawanai.
Yes.
Yeah. There she is.
Fire,
And
fire,
who's going to
man.
be our next face on the screen? Our next face. Our next face. Who is that?
Oh, that's me.
That's you. And that's you. That's how I wrap up the game segment here on the show this evening.
This is great.
Yeah. I'm so
Awesome.
happy you came. Look at that.
Thank
That is you. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
That's you.
That's a young me. This picture
the
was
young you.
taken in 2018.
Yeah, when you won the News Cluster of the Year, Music Cluster of the Year.
Yeah.
I remember this picture. I remember that was the big picture that was used for the flyers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember. But you haven't changed. You still look young and very energetic.
Try. Yeah. I had to be intentional about it.
Do you like capsules? How do you say them? They have the word for it. I've forgotten.
No. I'm not a
Supplements.
fan of medicines. So I do a lot of the greens and exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Not at all. Not at all. All right, I'm told there's a last one. I thought we had the last picture, but I'm told there's why? I'm told there's a last picture. Who is that? Who is this?
This one, dear. Wait.
Come on, you should know. You should know. If you love movies, you should know this.
Jackie Appiah.
That's not Jackie Appiah. That's not Jackie Appiah. But you're
not
close.
Jackie Appiah.
You are really close. The first movie I saw both of them star in, I actually thought they were siblings. The first movie I saw both of them together in.
Yvonne Nelson.
Come on.
Yvonne
There's no
Nelson.
Yvonne Nelson.
Charlie.
Let me give you a clue. So her first movie that I watched, they poured acid on her face. Nigerian Ghanaian actress.
No.
Come on, try.
Charlie.
Don't give up.
This one they over
This is Yvonne Okoro. Yvonne Okoro. That's her.
No,
I give you all the clues.
This is a modified picture. That's why you have modified it.
Who is your celebrity crush?
Celebrity crush?
Yes. Who? I mean, a lot of pretty women. But who? I like how you are clean. You I mean, yeah. I just saw you do this. That means there's somebody. Who is your celebrity crush?
Oh. Nana Mama Brown.
Okay.
She knows it.
She knows. Nana Mama Brown is your celebrity crush. Have you told her?
I told her.
And she's married.
She laughed. I mean, yeah.
But were you broken hearted when he heard she was married?
Obviously not.
Obviously not.
Yeah, I mean, I told her after she was married. So.
Did you ever meet her before she got married?
No.
Never. But you were still crushing at the time?
Yeah, I mean, when you see energetic, intelligent women.
Right. So you're all about the brains?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want someone who...
see, the conversation between the both of us has to be a vibe.
Absolutely.
You get it?
You know, when I come home and I'm talking about, Galamsey and Professor Kwabena Frimpong-Boateng's report and so on, you should be
able to also
brainy enough to share something with me, and you're sitting there, you are chewing popcorn, looking at my face. I mean, Charlie, it will help.
Oh my God, man, forgive me. So you want somebody who actually
you should have a conversation. That's all.
Family-wise, tell me about family.
Life can be boring. I mean, over time, I would say that the balance between work and family has been tough. You need somebody who would actually understand you and work with you every step of the way. And that I give to my mom. That. And also over the period, still nurturing some good, as it were, social circle, because this job can cause you to lose a lot of good people.
Yeah.
And good friends, good partners that come your way. So that's something that I think we should all be thinking about and working on. Yeah.
Once you get somebody who understands your work and is willing to go all the way with you, I mean, it's one of the most beautiful things.
Indeed.
Thank you so much for coming.
My brother.
Thank you. And I've been here with ALFRED OCANSEY. ALFRED Nene OCANSEY, a senior broadcast journalist with Media General. And also the acting head of the political desk at Media General, TV3 to be specific. And also the face of Ghana Tonight at Media General, TV3 to be precise. The gentleman who recently interviewed one of my favorite, Patrick Lumumba.
Yeah, it was a great
I love that interview actually.
Oh, he left me with, I think we were there together.
Yeah, together, yeah.
Yes, and he left me with a lot to think about. I think I'll just take this opportunity to say a thank you to one person who has been great. Reverend Dr. Hans Smithson Ismail Awudu. Yeah, he has been a great influence as well for me. The former board chair of the National Road Safety Authority. He's a pastor as well. Say thank you to him as well for his contributions.
Great.
Period.
Great.
Yeah.
We can't do without our faith in
Yeah.
the man up there. You get it? Forgive me. But then, listen, we are not done yet. This is what I call the icing on the cake. My favorite so far right now, let me say this, is Alligator.
Alligator?
Yes, I'm performing his latest single, the biggest, on TikTok as we speak, is Alomo Jata. Have you heard that song?
Alomo Jata.
Alomo Jata, Odo Yabo Medam. Can you sing it? Try it. Give it a try.
No.
I'm quite